Hello and welcome to Little Learners. In today's video we're going to be looking at 5 different Halloween sensory activities. These are all things you can do at school or at home. Before we get started, don't forget to click that like button if you enjoy the video, as it really helps out the channel. Our first activity today is this coloured rice. For this we're going to need some rice, some orange and black food colouring, some bowls, and some form of tray. Depending on how much rice you're doing will depend on how big the tray is. You're also going to need some baking trays. Oh, you're also going to need a spoon, but I forgot to put that in the shot. So pour in as much rice as you want, and then add your food colouring. I'm using a gel, but you can definitely use regular liquid food colouring. And just keep adding it until you have the vibrance of the colour you want. Next, put this onto your tray, and do the same with your black rice. Pop those in the oven and bake on a low heat until dry. It really does depend how much rice and how much food colouring you've used, but I popped mine in for about 20 minutes at 80 degrees Celsius. Now I'm only doing a little bit of rice, so I've just added my black rice to my orange rice's baking tray. I'm also adding a little bit of glitter because if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, you'll know that I can't resist. Do make sure you're looking for environmentally friendly glitter. Now you can just leave it like this because this is a great sensory activity for children to feel and combine the different colours, or you can add a few little surprises. So I'm just adding some spiders into mine to make it a little bit more Halloweeny. Now of course we know that our lovely orange section and black section is not going to stay like that for long. It's all going to be combined, and that's part of the fun. Children can then look through and look for the spiders, pick those out, and you've got a really easy sensory play activity. Next we're going to be making our Spiderweb box. You either need a basket with holes in the side, or you can use a cardboard box and poke holes in the side yourself. You're also going to need some white wool or string, and of course some spiders. Thread your web through the holes in any which way you please. For younger children, you might want to leave the gaps a bit bigger so it's not as challenging, and for older children, make the gaps smaller so that their task is a little bit trickier. And then you'll end up with something like this. I tied off the ends so that the web won't go anywhere when children go exploring. Then I added my spiders, and I didn't realise but some of the spiders that I bought were actually rings, which meant they had these loops on them. This turned out to be a good thing because for small hands it gives them a bit more of a surface to try and grab onto. And then we have our Spiderweb box. For younger children, they can just try and grab these with their hands. My son Cooper quite enjoyed pinging the strings so that the spiders fell off. And for older children who are a bit more confident with their fine motor skills, they can use some jumbo tweezers, or if you don't have any of those, they can also use tongs. Children can use these by gripping with their entire hand or with more of a pincer grip. And there you have it, a very easy Spiderweb box. Next, we're going to move on to our pumpkin bath. First, you'll need some kind of container. As you can see, you don't need anything fancy. This is my old washing up bowl, which I have since used for painting my son's bedroom. You'll need some pumpkins, I'm just using mini ones, and you'll need some things to clean them with. Fill up your bowl or container with soapy water. Make sure the soap you're using is appropriate for sensitive little hands. Pop your pumpkins in there. And put in your cleaning instruments. And honestly, it's as easy as that. Children can come along and clean the pumpkins as they wish. Next we are moving on to our witch's brew. For this I am using water beads. They start off really small, you put them in water for a little while and they turn out this size. To be honest, just putting your hands in like this is quite satisfying. It's a really interesting texture. Children really love to feel them, squish them in their hands. Now ideally I would have used a cauldron for this, but I didn't have one. Well, I do have one, but it's currently on my balcony being used as a flower pot. So instead I got some black tissue paper and covered my bowl with it. This meant that children couldn't see from the outside what was inside the cauldron. And then I put some spiders in, and of course I can't resist a phonics activity. So I also printed and laminated these Halloween pictures and hid those inside as well. Children can find them, start using that Halloween vocabulary, and be exploring the initial sounds and other sounds that they can hear in the words. This is a really fun activity, and if you have lots of water beads, then by all means do make it on an even larger scale. And there you have it, another fun sensory activity. And finally we come to our potions table activity. For this you're going to need containers, lots of containers. You're also going to need some food colouring and some things to put in your potions. I've chosen water beads from our craft earlier, also some rice from our earlier craft, sequins, glitter and autumn leaves. You'll also need some things to stir and whisk with. So first of all I'm going to make my coloured water for my potions. You really can do as many different colours as you like, depending on how many containers you own. Now the thing I really love about this activity is that in a lot of areas for children, they're not allowed to mix things. So if they go to the sand tray, they can't put water in it because it will ruin the sand, and they can't bring mud into certain areas of their house or their classroom because it's going to get dirty. This potions table lets them go wild and mix any kind of materials they like and make as much mess as they like. It's also great for adults because it gives you a controlled area, much like a mud kitchen, for children to be mixing all of these together. And as you can see, you really just make your potion however you want to. I added some glitter. Please make sure that you're using environmentally friendly glitter. I really love the addition of the crunchy leaves because it makes it feel really autumnal and gives a little bit of extra texture to our potion. And it probably wouldn't be a great potion if I didn't add a spider or two in there. Now, when you're making these sensory activities, don't forget that there are lots of books that you can also display with them. Children may go to a sensory activity for the sensory items and then see the book and be interested in that as well. So there are lots of Halloween books that you can put with your sensory activities. So, which one was your favourite? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up as it really helps out the channel, and if you want to see more videos like this, do click the subscribe button and the bell icon so you never miss a future video. Don't forget I also have some other Halloween videos on the channel which I will link in the description box below. This includes Halloween phonics, some other Halloween activities and Halloween pumpkin painting. Thank you so much for watching, happy Halloween, and I will see you next time.